morning. Just took a station. I'm only be on it for like 2, maybe 5 minutes at the most. Um, I just want to share something if I can find it. Um, with that may I woke up this morning and had a couple ideas on my mind, and I wanted to share that with people. I joined this one group if I can find it. If I lose it, John. Um, oh, it is a journal, extreme gratitude journal that I'm doing, and my sister Leela Simmons is actually facilitating this pretty good uh, experience. What it is that it's a gratitude journal that you start asking for gratitude for everything, but specifically those things that are not working for you. But there goes those entities. And so um, I uh, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, I was like, what if everything could be a contribution? And then this morning I woke up and I'm having a lot of lower back pain, and I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And uh, I was looking at all of the negative things going on the planet. And I always have a tattoo here of a lion because I'm Leo the lion. And I like that lion aspect. And I was thinking about a lion in Africa in the jungle and savannah, just chilling. And how do they make it or thrive in that? And lions don't do much proving. They use a lot of awareness because I like watching tapes, and I watch a lot of corny stuff sometime on YouTube or OPB in Oregon. And lions have that capacity of just observing and watching. And then they don't react. They really respond. It's like boom when they attack or when they whatever they do. And I was thinking about that. I was laying in bed this morning. It was a lot of pain. I was just like, first I was thinking about to my extreme gratitude journal. How do I how do I enter this information, and what's the contribution of all of this? And then I started picking up all the information on the planet uh, about all the things bombarding people right now. People are being bombarded by war, rumors of war, fear of war, and siding, aligning, agreeing, and the pain and all of the chaos. I was chaos because this is going to create something spectacular, even if bombs happen. Uh, and in no way am I supporting either side of this. I don't like bullies. So to go pick on somebody smaller than you, it's like being on the playground and watch somebody being a jerk. And but I don't have all of the information too. I'm not agreeing with it, but I don't have all the information because sometimes media skew information. So that's when the lion comes in of just watching what everything's happening in your environment, and uh, and then not shutting down. A lion doesn't stop being because the elephant next door dies. The lion just stays in his awareness. And what would it be like? And I'm asking my body and me in this journal to help me stay in my awareness and stay present, and but not stop living. Yesterday, I had an experience. I was here working. Somebody called me on my personal cell, and they were like, they'd call me, and I called back, "Hey, how you doing?" They were like, "You called me?" I said, "No." If you look at it, it says, "I replied to your call," and the person, "Oh, no problem." I hung up and said, "No problem. I hope you have a wonderful day." And the person replied back, and I don't even know who this person is. They replied back, "Oh my God, I never had this experience that somebody would, after making a mistake call, that somebody would greet me that way." And I realized that one of the things that I'm practicing is that even in the midst of this lower back pain that's not mine, I can talk about that later. I am not going to go into blame, shame, on all that ridiculous energy. Am I saddened? Yeah, I have a huge heart, and I know that people on planet Earth can do better. This is like 100 years ago, repeating history go with Europe and its wars, but the wars haven't stopped on the planet at all. Wars in the streets of the United States, border control with Mexico and the United States, border control with Ukraine and Russia, borders, 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 borders. We create all these borders, and the lion just watches. And if I was an old lion, like 1,000 years old, and just watching, I would think these people are fucking nuts. You know, none of them even realize that something happens. I dare any of them to practice oneness. I dare them to fucking practice that. You know, even the concept when people tell me, oh, and I have my own belief system, a bunch of stuff, Black Lives Matter. And I sat back and I was like, I'm kind of skeptical on any system or institution that improvise that or implement that. But the real deal is you don't have to say some shit like that if things was cool, if there was more oneness, you know, in the middle of the turmoil between Ukraine and Russia, on the opposite border of Poland and Ukraine was racism. People, we can fucking do better. We can do better. We've had people in the past, the Dr. Kings, the Malcolms, the Gandhis, that were asking us to step the fuck up. But I go back to that lion, and I'm just going to observe and not get too emotional about this shit, and not to be pulled in by one group or another group. There's a dear sister, brother, sister Megan, I can't remember Megan's last name, on YouTube that I started following. And she said some stuff, and I was like, oh, I agree with this. And I just sat back and be like, do I agree with 100%? I like what's said, but I also want to keep my space of being that lion in the savannah, laying under a tree, in awareness, and acting when it's time to act. I'm not going to say that I would never act, but where are we not willing to be that lion or lioness? There's something regal about that too. There's something really regal about being able to be in the space that you don't react. So one of the things that I was looking at is like this, everybody wants to focus on Ukraine and Russia. My heart's going out for anybody being bullied, like I said before. But here in this country, we don't even look at our own shit. And I'm down with helping somebody else. But when do you start creating oneness for your own group of people instead of fraying off? You go from, we did a bunch of separation in this country because masks, no masks, vaccine, not mask. Now we're going to look at, and why are we always going from one extreme to the next extreme? Does anybody ask that question? Is there another possibility? And once again, I don't want you to come off saying, oh, this guy's heartless between the war. I'm just asking you to be, what would it take to be in awareness and to expand out beyond? And that was the lion in me that woke up this morning. In the midst of all, I ain't never been in this much pain, y'all, before in my whole life. Somebody wants to send me contributions, I'll take it. But it's just, but I'm also, here's the other piece of my journal that I wrote. What is my body telling me that I've been refusing with acidity, with poor diet? Not judgment, but is there another possibility? So I have to ask myself, do you see what I'm saying? I'm not willing to judge anybody else because there's some things that I have to take care of for myself. I'm going to butcher this story, but I'm going to tell it and I'm going to get off here. There was a story that I was told that was about Gandhi from India. And he was somewhere getting some water, and this lady came up and came up with her son and said something to the story about, my son has this problem with eating too much sugar, taking on sugar, and Gandhi, would you do something with him? So the way I was told this story, Gandhi said, can you meet me back at the same well so many days later? And he came back afterwards, and the mom was there with her son, and he said, why don't you show a little kindness and patience with your son? And the lady looked like, what? He was like, I tried to not put sugar in my tea, and it was extremely difficult. I had this urge, and I kept on having the sugar, and I tried, and I realized that I desire sugar. So what happens is, the memories, if this story is true or not is true, the main point of it is, what awareness do you have to be in when somebody comes to ask you to take one side or another? What question can you ask yourself? What question can you ask them? What question can you ask the scenario? Most of all, trust what you know about you. Okay. I'm gonna get out here because I'm gonna go back to work. But I just want to share this. Took a nice break, but it's been on my mind. And I want to share this. And please, people, be kind to each other. Please show your awareness. If something goes on, these entities, my screen goes back and forth. There's a lot of entities in this building. People be like, "What the fuck is that?" But anyway, uh, my whole thing of it is that we can do better. We've had world leaders before asking us, begging us to do it better. We can do better. And the better starts with us choosing to be in question, choosing to be a space of another possibility that we've never had before. And in the words of Access Consciousness, what's right about this scenario that we don't get in this 10 seconds about everything on the planet? What is the planet asking of us? I got something special this weekend. I'll be in a class all weekend, but I have something special that I'm gonna do one of those days, asking people to uh, come on and put energy on the planet or add their energy wherever they are on the planet to help be a contribution for speed and shifting and change for all people. Until next time, people, peace and blessings. Bye.